about Dallas make it hurt.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. What's going on this morning? Welcome to the ride. Briefly, do a little cowboy content on our way into work this morning. Hope that you are having a good morning so far. You're probably doing what I'm doing. You're probably on your way to work, or you're getting ready, or wherever you're doing. Just glad for those that have come share with me a little bit this morning. I want to start it off like this, since I don't have a lot of time. I have re-entered Dallas Cowboy rehab. I just want to start it off like that. I'm still shell shocked. The way that we lost on Monday night. I'm still trying to wrap my head around the ways that the Cowboys always find a way to lose spectacular. Uh, I haven't had that feeling since 1993 when Leon Litt essentially did the same thing. So that's been a pretty good while, So that's over 30 years ago. So I'm still in a little shock by what I saw on Monday night, but it's just another chapter of this snake bitten season that we've had this year. It started all the way back with we're going all in comments. That started it all, and then of course we're talking about the lack of the lack of urgency when it comes to free agency. Some of our draft picks were questionable. Then of course we came in obviously with a team that we knew that wasn't as good as last year's roster, and then of course we deal with all these injuries that we've had to all of our major players. And what else do you expect? You know what I'm saying? So Monday night it just adds another chapter to it. And just when we were about to get ready to look like to win the game, prior to that, a no doubt budding superstar. We lost him for the remainder of the season. And I'm talking about, of course, Marion Overshown, who I know you can see Pro Bowl, maybe not this season, Pro Bowl written all over him. A dynamic player that was only going to get better. Another horrible knee injury is worse than it was last year. I'm quite sure by now. You know that he had tore his ACL, his MCL, and his PCL. So he tore every major ligament in that right knee. Good news is there's no structural damage to his meniscus. In other words, his kneecap, and that's good news. So the surgery can be fixed, but when you tear your knee out completely like that, and then at the timing, of course, where he got hurt, which is of course December, well, you automatically know he's not going to play next year. I mean, that'll be asking a little bit too much. I don't care how aggressive he may be in his rehab, but it's, come on now. It's too much of a risk. And then we got to pray and hope that he gains all of his, I ain't going to say all of it. You're going to lose something. But hopefully he gains enough of his mobility back that he can be as effective as he was, as explosive as he was. So prayers, of course, go out to him. And that's really what I want to talk about is that with Overshown going down, it was such a blow to the team. I'm sure you saw Micah Parsons and Eric Kendricks and their feelings toward him, their response toward the situation. Quite sure you saw all that. So we have it's a hard blow, and those are the kind of blows where you almost say it's almost like a TKO in boxing. Like, okay, I had enough. If you don't watch out, it's gonna be real interesting to see how they play against Carolina, who's playing pretty good football. May not have the results, but they're playing much better. They look pretty good actually, and then of course when we go see them, it's gonna be like their Super Bowl. So, and if you don't watch out, if you don't come down there with the right attitude, you're gonna get your brains beat out right there in Carolina, which of course is probably what some Cowboy fans want. I believe everybody's on board now, even though the Cowboys are not mathematically out. I think their chances dropped to a playoff berth to 0.3. I think like that. I think that's what it is, 0.3%. So, the nail is just about, the life support is just about over with. But most of us already kind of see the handwriting on the wall for this season. So, of course, now everybody want to lose every game. And depending on how they come out, man, I'm serious. When you have such an emotional blow, the way you lost the game, and then you lost your brother, Overshown, the guys are really crying and all that type of stuff. You may have been emotionally spent for real, and it'll be another, an embarrassing loss again if you don't come out the right way. But with Overshown being out, and I'm going to go ahead and say next year as well, he's going to miss a lot of the season automatically. And since it's December, it'll be a year next Monday. I mean, on Monday of next year around this time, it'll be a year for the surgery. Trust me, when you got your ACL, PCL, and MCL, you will take the whole year. I don't care how, it's just too much of a risk. Also, let me say this. He did not have nerve damage in his knee. So in other words, take your mind back to Jalen Smith, where if you remember, Jalen had pretty much the same thing, but Jalen had nerve damage, permanent nerve damage. And you do remember the stories of him having drop foot, and he couldn't move laterally. He can move, up the field. This is the same injury that Overshown has, but it's no nerve damage. So that it's not saying he can't come back. I just don't think it'll be next year. We'll have to see him probably 26, to be honest with you. And it is what it is. Praying that the boy he doesn't lose his faith. Praying that he uh, keeps his fire and determination to get back on the field. However, with him gone, and I'm quite sure the Cowboys were looking quite naturally to next year with some, his play will get even better with Micah. No question, I believe we're going to sign Micah to an extension and all that stuff. But with him gone and possibly gone all next year, and it's still the unknown when he comes back. We got to see. We got to see him run. We got to see if he's still explosive. All that type of stuff. We got to see if he lost anything. Uh, all of this, that's not going to happen until probably 26 as far as him on the field. I'm quite sure he'll be able to do some running and, some light jogging and stuff like that and strengthen his leg up. But we just got to see it first. So for all of you draft people, which is what I want to talk about, forgive me, but because that happened, I feel like that linebacker, if it wasn't, up on the, high as a priority on the list for a high draft, I ain't gonna say a high draft pick, but drafting early, I just believe that now, I believe now the linebacker now goes high just because of Overshown. We need pass rushers, but you're gonna have to get another linebacker in for real. I don't know. So I just believe that we have to do all that for us on that. I'm sorry if I'm not looking at your comments because, of course, I'm driving. Once I get parked, I'll be able to look and see what's going on. But with Overshown gone, I believe linebacker now moves. Maybe not with the first round pick. Maybe not even the second. But I don't know what their priority, really is. But I believe that they're gonna have to change it up a little bit. I know we love offensive linemen and all. That's just what the Cowboys do. So I wouldn't be surprised if the first round, of course, is another offensive lineman, all that type of stuff. Especially if then the unknown, of course, if Zach Martin, there's talk about him retiring. So if he does retire, you know how the Cowboys are. Even though I think that some of the answers are already in the building. Brock Hoffman. I'm not gonna say T.J. Bass, but Bass is a good, solid backup. But I think Hoffman can start anywhere as far as center goes to guard. We're gonna find out if the plan was to move BB to guard in case of Zach will retire or whatever the case may be. If that is the case, you got Hoffman there. You got for right guard. You got BB still at center. The answer may be in the building. But I believe if Zach retires, then of course offensive lineman would become a high priority, which is what the Cowboys do anyway. So that is the new thing. As far as Sunday goes, I told y'all I'm not even doing X's and O's. I'm not doing film breakdown. I'm not even doing that because I don't even know who's gonna line up for the Cowboys. I don't even know. You see what I'm saying? Well, you got BB with a concussion. You got And if you're really trying to give up, that's if they're giving up. This is when you're about to start seeing guys, sit out games. It's just like everybody was talking about DeMarcus Lawrence coming back. DeMarcus Lawrence shouldn't play none this year. None. Why are you coming back? You ain't getting nowhere. Period. Plus, it's obvious he's not right anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if they started to sit CD. So with his shoulder all banged up, I don't think he's gonna sit him out now, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is the case. Whoever's got a little minor injuries, because the real truth be told, the Cowboys want to get the best possible pick that they can. And the only way that you're gonna do that is unless you lose. So right now, I believe if we were to draft today, I think we're drafting at 12. And we have the same record as Cincinnati and New Orleans, who had the same record, and both teams beat us. So the question may be to y'all is saying, okay, well, why, if they beat us, why are we not at 10 instead of 12? Because the NFL they go off strength of schedule if teams are tied as far as the draft. So the Cowboys, of course, have a stronger schedule than the both of them. So that's why we are behind Cincinnati and New Orleans, even though we all got the same record. So, of course, the Cowboys would love to get in front of them. Obviously, that's a top 10 pick. So just be careful. That's why I can't really get into X and O's because, let me know who we lining up with. I wouldn't be surprised if Deuce Vaughn started playing. I wouldn't be surprised. The only one that I know that's not going to play unless Cooper Rush gets hurt is Trey Lance. Cooper Rush, Trey Lance ain't playing. If y'all listen to Jerry Jones yesterday, you already know Trey Lance is not playing. So let me say something to you guys. Sir Jiggy with it. Appreciate you, sir. Yeah, I would agree. The Cowboys not good. So you ain't hurting me by saying that. Sir Jiggy. I got Housley on here. He come peeping his head in. Just when the Cowboys done heard from him all year. Now you want to run his mouth. When you recognize you. Nobody ain't said nothing to you about your little 49ers. Just be quiet, son. Sir Jiggy, you said the Cowboys are no longer America's team. Sir Jiggy, you ain't learned by now. You must be young. It makes no difference what the Cowboys' record is. It makes no difference where they are. Put them on TV and then you tell me if they're America's team. Ratings prove that they're America's team. Because people like you, Sir Jiggy, are one that will watch the Cowboys just to hate and to hope that we lose. So you gonna watch the whole game. I know you're guilty of that. How say we sucked before the injuries? Yes, we did. Oh yeah, Sir Jiggy, you just talking. You said he's not Manning. Who said he was Manning? Which Manning you talking about? Eli? Peyton? You might even say Arch. Who said Dak was Manning? You? No, you heard nobody, especially me. What else you say, Sir Jiggy? You fun. I like that. If Prescott was white, he would be Joe Flacco. No, he wouldn't. Joe Flacco won a Super Bowl. So Joe Flacco is a Super Bowl MVP. You need to find another white quarterback to compare him to. You talking about a champion. Dak Prescott is not a champion. See, you trying to be funny, but I always got an answer for you now. See, you're welcome to come, but please don't do that. You know? What else you say? This is funny. What you say, Jared Jones needs to get out the way. Now you said something that makes sense. That's a good comment, Sir G. That's a good comment. Verdi. Verdi says, regardless of the injuries, go Cowboys. Exactly. That's real fans. Karam, yes. Oh, the injury is bad. Bad timing. David says, how do I feel about leaving Parsons leaving the field? I ain't have no problem with it. You see, I understand that he wants to be a leader. That's what he said. And I didn't have no problem with it because if you played any type of sport and you lose like that, you got to allow people to have emotions. I personally wouldn't want to shake hands either with no team. I don't want to swap jerseys and all that. I'm ticked off. And I'm real about my face while I'm ticked off. I don't want to. I'm not in the mood to shake hands. I'll call you or something like that, but I don't want to shake hands. This man just muffed a punt when he should have touched the ball. We find ways to lose. The defense played their hearts out, and to lose like that hurts. So you got a lot of players that have emotions. I don't have no problem with that. And if you want to hear him, I haven't listened to it yet, but Micah on his podcast gave his explanation. So I haven't looked at it yet. I know it's out there. So if you just want to hear him explain why he did what he did, go check him out and all that type of stuff. But I don't have no problem with it. Football is a highly emotional game, highly, and it's a game full of emotions. So you're gonna have emotional responses. I don't charge that against Parsons. Instead of looking at it on a negative end, and I'm not saying that you are, David. I'm just saying people need to, turn it the other way. It's just passion for the game that it hurts. I want a player. that when they lose, I want them hurting. I like that because that drives you more to make sure it don't happen again. So I don't have no problem with it. I'm looking at his passion. That's a man that wanted to win. So I don't have no problem with it at all. I have no problem. Nobody didn't have a problem with Tom Brady when he walked off the field. Y'all remember that? When Brady lost, he get his little helmet. Somebody get his helmet, he'll walk off the field. Leave the opposite quarterback there, wondering, wondering what Brady had. Can't shake the opposing quarterback hand. Yeah, see, I ain't forgot that. And they questioned Brady for that. So I understand the questions. I'm not saying that that it doesn't deserve questions. But at the same time, and you may even say it's wrong, and I'm not going to even say that is not wrong. I'm just saying there's another side of this, and that is you have to allow guys to feel the pain. It's an emotional game. They lost in a very bad way. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Uh, I don't have no problem with it. I tell you what, I do have a problem with, y'all. No, got a real problem with Mike McCarthy, as a lot of y'all know. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Burns. If you have a problem, I couldn't have said it better. And I'm not trying to be sarcastic or something like that, but those that have played sports on any level, whether that's when you were a kid, if you played in high school, if you played in college, or if you play any type of pro ball, you understand the feeling that goes with losing and losing in a bad fashion or in a bad way. You know it. So you understand. You definitely understand um, his feelings. So let's be clear about that. I got a problem with Mike McCarthy, and I'll go ahead and get ready to leave you guys in a minute. He's just dedicated to quarterbacks, getting numbers and all that. Do y'all remember in the game, man? Y'all, I know y'all saw it. I think Rico just made about a 12-yard run. This was in the fourth quarter. Made a 12-yard run, and then he threw the ball the rest of the way. When Rico obviously was killing, uh, when he was killing the Cincinnati Bengals. And then what ticks me off about Mike McCarthy is, y'all help me with this now. What ticks me off about Mike McCarthy, hey, I appreciate everybody that's popping in. Hit the like button for me. Hit the heart button if you're on YouTube. If you're on Twitter, just double tap the screen. Wherever you're watching me from, just whatever mechanism it is to get the like, go ahead and smash it for me. Here's the part I can't stand about Mike McCarthy. The game was a one-score game, right? Pretty much a one-score game all around throughout the whole game. I mean, we only lost by one score. You see what Rico is doing the whole game. He's killing them. But why in the world you going to pass the ball? And then at the press conference, this would tick me off. At the press conference, he going to say, when he's cooking like that, there's no reason why he shouldn't have had 25 carries. And I'm like, well, why don't you give him 25 carries? You the one that's calling the plays. It's a one-score game. Now, I understand in between that we had some penalties that made first down, 1st and 15, 1st and 20. I get it. I get that part. But if you know this thing is working, there are plenty of times where you should have gave the ball to him. Don't get up in the press conference talking about, well, he should have had. Who fault is that? But you want to throw these rhythm short passes, Cooper Rush. I mean, I I'm like, Doc, what you mean? What you mean? You should have had 25 carries. Give it to him then. Give it to him. It don't make any sense to me, man. But it does make sense once you realize that he is a pass habit offensive coordinator. And I understand that the players are sticking up for him and say we ought to run it back and all that type of stuff. Look, I mean, the way I look at it is, as far as coaching goes, man, listen, Jerry ain't gonna do right as far as hiring the coach that we need. So, if you go get me, if you've been following me the last couple of days, I've been trying to tell y'all who makes perfect sense, and I'll go over it with y'all just in case some of you guys hadn't heard me. You ain't gonna like it, but I've already told you who the perfect candidate is. You ain't gonna like it, but if you get your emotion out the way, you'll understand where I'm coming from. It's Kellen Moore. Number one, Kellen Moore is going to have every team looking for him, looking for him as a head coach at the end of this season here. He gonna get every interview because the Philadelphia Eagles have a great offense. I know y'all hate Philly, and I do too, but call it spade a spade. They have a good offense that racks up a lot of yardage. Saquon Barkley possibly is going to get 2,000 yards this year. Possibly may break the record, so we can't say he can't run the ball. I'm talking about Moore, who that's what we were saying when he was here, that he done run the ball. Well, if you give him a running back, guess what? He will run the ball. Can't say he won't run the ball now. Saquon is killing. You can't say, see, we can't say that. He didn't run it with us because the system dictated that, Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb as a rookie, a healthy Michael Gallup, Dak Prescott, mix in the run, like that. But with a healthy A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts there, even though they got a little drama going on over there now, Devontae Smith, Goddard, and then you got Saquon back there. You cannot tell me that Kellen Moore does not run the ball. Okay, that's number one. Because a lot of y'all will say, well, he pass happy too, big time. Yeah, he was with us. He was. All right. But why does Mike McCarthy? But here's the other reason why. Why I say Kellen Moore is the perfect candidate. I'm not saying I want him. I'm just telling you what you got to think like the Jones do. This dude is young and innovative. Can't say he's not. Look what he's doing with Philadelphia. Matter of fact, every offense he's had, including Dallas, has been in the top 3. So y'all don't want the truth, but here's the truth. Every offense that he had, with the exception of the Chargers last year, and keep in mind, Justin Herbert was hurt. Keep in mind, Austin Eckler was hurt. Keep in mind, Keenan Allen was hurt. With the Chargers, of course, you ain't going to have gigantic returns on it when your players are hurt. We finding about that now. All right, let's go with that. But when he had an offense, Kellen Moore offense were always top 3. Usually the number 1 offense in the league. That, my friends, is not feelings. Those are facts. Here we go. That Jerry Jones loved Kellen Moore. Y'all know that. Paid him extra $5 million or something to keep him from going to Boise State. And he probably feel like he's ready now to be a head coach, and most importantly, so probably Jerry Jones does too. And it is the perfect way to do what he wanted to do in the first place, probably. And that is make sure Kellen Moore stays in Dallas. It'll be Jason Garrett 2.0. Y'all don't want the truth. But Kellen Moore, plus he would give Jerry no problems. All he gonna do is coach a team. Jerry can have the show. Kellen Moore's never been a guy in the camera. You wouldn't have to change a thing. Most importantly, y'all, listen to me now. Don't say I hate Kellen Moore. He in the red zone and all this. Yeah, I get it. I complained about it too. I complained about his situational play calling. But I always have said about Kellen Moore, from the 20 to the other 20, he's one of the best in the game. He can drive you down. The red zone's where he had problems. But watch this. That done got killed because he ain't have no problems in Philadelphia scoring. Hello. They ain't have no problems. They ain't have no problem scoring. So we got to kill those false narratives about Kellen Moore. You got to kill it. You got to kill that. Kellen Moore will not give Jerry any problems whatsoever. But most importantly, y'all, listen to me good. As much as you guys, whether you love Dak or whether you hate Dak, the bottom line is, what do the statistics say? Don't come talking to me about in the playoff game. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the numbers. And you love y'all. Y'all love to say, well, he's a regular season quarterback. Okay, fine. Stick with it. But when you finish that, Dak Prescott's best years, were with, guess who? Kellen Moore. With Kellen Moore, he progressed. With Mike McCarthy, he progressed. That's fact. Get your feelings out the way. Get your feelings out the way. I just told you the truth. And reason why Kellen Moore would be the perfect fit, because if you get Kellen Moore, You get 2 for 1. Kellen Moore will be your offensive coordinator / head coach. And guess what? Dak ain't got to learn a new system. Because whoever is the next head coach, the number one priority is, how do you make my quarterback better? He getting paid $60 million. Can you have a quarterback get to the next level? That is going to be whoever the new coach. That's why I ain't never been so hung up on a defensive coach, even though I like Belichick. I like Vrabel. But your first question, if you hire them, is, who your offensive coordinator? Who your offensive coordinator going to be to make my quarterback back? Make my quarterback better. That's what you ask Belichick. That's what you ask Mike Vrabel. You bring in Kellen Moore, you don't have to learn a new system. The new players that join the team will have to learn a new system. There's not much difference between Mike McCarthy's offense and Kellen Moore. Same stop routes, same slant routes, same option routes, same shotgun, run it up the middle. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. Just different language. That's why he would be the perfect thing. And the Philadelphia Eagles, since I just see Jay Recruiter, the only way, there's no way, Jay Recruiter, that they will fire Sirianni and the Eagles win the Super Bowl or even make the NFC Championship game. They wouldn't fire him. Everybody's going to offer Kellen Moore a job. He's going to be one of the first names that they're going to look for. Every team. His resume is too good now, y'all. I know y'all, I understand. We got a problem with Kellen Moore, but I'm telling y'all, his resume is too good now. As an offensive coordinator, his resume is too good. Philadelphia is the icing on the cake. What's up, Gary? I see you. Alex, I'm a Dak hater. You still want Dak as quarterback. Well, if I don't have him, Alex, since I know you're a Dak hater by your question, I don't have no problem with that. Tell me what we're supposed to do then. I'm waiting on your comment. Tell me what we're supposed to do if we'll have Dak. Who gonna be my quarterback? Yes, he was, Alex. But Justin Herbert was hurt last year. You remember that? Austin Eckler was hurt last year. Do you remember that? Keenan Allen was hurt last year. Remember? So I got backups everywhere. Man, man, come on now. Just because you got the team name in the helmet, if you don't have the horses running the race, what you expect? Well, okay, I got you, Alex. I appreciate your comment. I just said I'm not endorsing Kellen Moore as my new head coach. But if everybody would get out of their own thinking and try to think like the Jones family do, you'll see that what I just said, it makes cowboy sense. It just does. Everybody say we should get younger as a coach and innovative. That's Kellen Moore. And check the box. Okay. We say we need a guy that can run the ball. Well, because of Philadelphia and Saquon destroying people this year, can't say he can't run the ball because he's giving it to the running back. Check that box. Whether you like Kellen Moore or not, his offenses are always in the top 2 or 3, if not number 1. Check that box. Plus, there's a familiarity with the Dallas Cowboys. Check that box. We all love the connection to the Cowboys. Check that box. Jerry Jones loves Kellen Moore. Check the box. I hope y'all seeing what I'm saying. I ain't saying it's going to happen, but it just makes sense. He's going to be a hot item. Everybody's going to be knocking at the door, and Jerry's going to have to make a decision. If I don't act on it, if I really like this dude, if I really like Kellen Moore, chances are I got to go get him now. Because if I let Mike McCarthy stay, and he blows up another year, I'm gonna lose out on Kellen. See what I'm saying? Jay Recruiter say Hurts can't run Kellen's passing offense. Well, here's my gauge on that. Stay tuned. Let me see what AJ's numbers are at the end of the year. Let me see, even though Devontae Smith was hurt for most of this, been hurt. Let me see and Goddard, let me see what their numbers are at the end of the year, and then I will agree with you. Because see, if AJ Brown gets 1,000 yards, then what are we talking about? Devontae probably won't get it because he's been hurt. But if AJ gets 1,000 yards, then I don't know if I can agree with that. Right now it looks bad because AJ is crying. He wants the ball. You see what I'm saying? But AJ is the star, and AJ want to be the star. I mean, excuse me. Saquon is the star, and he wants to be the star. That's the only reason why all this drama going on. This is what hurt him last year. AJ want to cry instead of rolling what's working. Philadelphia is what they are right now is because of Saquon Barkley. That's what the issue is. So it is what it is, y'all. Keep that in mind. I'm going to let y'all go, but once you get out your feelings, get out y'all feelings now. You'll understand what I said. Think like the Jones family think. You know that makes sense what I said about Kellen Moore, because that's how they gonna think. To you, it may not make sense. To me, some parts of it don't, because someone say we've been down that road before. We've been down that road before. And I can't deny that about Kellen Moore. However, what you cannot take away from Kellen Moore is his offenses are that good. You remember what we used to say? Our defense ain't good, but Dak gonna put up 30. Y'all remember that? We gonna score 30. That tells you had confidence in your offense because you knew what they were capable of. I'm just saying, y'all. You don't want Dak to learn another whole new system. I'm not saying he's not capable of it by no means. I'm just saying you don't want Dak learning a whole new system. Kellen Moore come in. I mean, that's like riding a bike. CD, that's like riding a bike. He's with Kellen Moore. See what I'm saying? It's just a few guys are going to have to learn something. Jake Ferguson, he was there. He know the book. The linemen will have to learn something, the newer linemen, offensive linemen, but you want your quarterback as comfortable as possible. You bring Kellen Moore in, you already got a head start. Playbook already known. I'm just saying. That'll be another whole system that will have to learn. And everybody try to get on the same page and work the kinks out. There ain't too many kinks if Kellen Moore come in. I'm trying to show y'all now. I'm telling you how they're going to be thinking now. It's going to be interesting. I don't care what the players saying. We want Mike McCarthy back. Oh, okay. You let some of these guys start dangling around, and they might change it real quick.
Thomas, can you please come back to my room for one quick minute? I got a quick question about the benchmark.
If some of y'all talking about Jason Witten being the head coach, then you most certainly want Kellen Moore back. I mean, Jason just won a state championship in Texas this year. And of course, Jason Witten knows the game, no doubt about that. I'm quite sure he makes a great coach. It's just not he don't need to ascend to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys starting off. No. He might need to come and be an assistant coach with the Cowboys and maybe eventually take over. You might think he's Dan Campbell with the Detroit Lions, but you got to get there first. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying Jason wouldn't be successful. I'm just saying, you just can't go straight to being the Cowboys coach for those that like Jason Witten. Just telling y'all, it just makes sense. All right. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Thank you, Alex. Alex said AJ Brown was hurt, so he may not get 1,000 yards himself. All right. So pay attention to that, y'all. Everything gonna pan itself out. I'm just throwing that name out because I don't endorse it. I'm not denying it. You may not like it, but let's just be honest. If Kellen Moore was your head coach, you wouldn't be that mad. You wouldn't be. You wouldn't be. Cause you got a feeling you know what this offense is gonna be like. I wouldn't be mad at all. I may not be ecstatic, but I wouldn't be mad. I'm serious. All right, y'all. Thank y'all. Y'all have a good day at work. I'm out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging with me. I'll see you guys Saturday at 3:00 Central. If you're not following me, go ahead and do it. You're on YouTube, give me subscribe to the channel. If you're on Facebook and you're not following me, go ahead and hit that like button and follow the show. Turn all your live notifications on. You'll know when I'm coming back. I see you guys. Thanks for hanging with me this morning, man. This has been the one and the only, the big time show.